They say, do not mix business with pleasure. So, if you want to see what a shorty, you better not be talking no business. Don't tell a shorty your business. Don't tell her your business. Or she gonna be like, no, we should do that together. You tell her you do some other business. Which I do. I think that other business can't even talk. Because of the fact, man, it depends on the shorty. If it's some, matter of fact, that's what you get to know and grow. It's called trial and error. In any situation. Now you see, I'm going elsewhere with this. It's supposed to be all about working out, right? Mind you, I say to myself, damn, don't I have enough of that already? I already read it was 2 chapters, but pretty short chapters. But it was 2 chapters of within my fitness book, aloud, as if I'm the writer speaking. So that's good. Because in this segment, and all the others, I am speaking. I need to start collecting my thoughts, because I am thinking. These are thoughts. Because there's a time that you must have that. Because once you want to feel, there's no time to think. There's just time to go. So all the while, in my studies, that's a thinking. Then there's trial and error. We got to practice it. There's the actual process of going in there. In that sense, there is no force. It's all natural. So now I'm just in my head with should I think random thoughts, but then you just gotta close your mouth. You're not really focused, semi-focused, because you're already focused. This not everything should be said out loud. Now I'm thinking about calculations in my head. Well, income based on personal training. Yeah, back to you on that. I know about calculations and all. Mind you, even when I was working as a temp, I was given other types of instruction based on what other people know. make shortcuts to breaking down. Annual income. I like characters like that. They share with other people. They benefit a lot. Because what you learn, you teach. It doesn't hurt. You share your knowledge. Mind you, who has time if they even want to go through the processes? So why take it against itself to not teach for free even? You can't say for free. I mean, verbally. Speak freely. Yeah, yesterday, although I wasn't full yesterday, I couldn't run like this. It's because of the fact that I took too long of a break from the last meal before the workout. And so I'm able to do this still. Nutrients, body is saying, oh, working out. Time to activate the next form of digestion. Activate the ATP. We're about to get it hard. So far we're getting it hard on the quads. Because we're running, it's less technically supposed to be stressful on the knees. But hit the quads. Hit the quads. But the difference between runners and sprinters, you see how huge sprinters are? I keep promoting that, I keep saying that. Where sprinters, they big. Runners, skin and bones. Not to say it like that, it is smaller, which is close to skin and bones. And in some ways it's good. It's not a bad thing. They putting pressure on their bones just as a sprinter would. But somehow running became more popular than sprinting. I guess because it's extending the event. And you can promote more commercials. That's what it is. You get more commercials up on that piece. And so you ain't running a marathon. Let's throw up those commercials. And that's funny. That's really funny. It's almost sad. I know some people. Once I get back on Facebook, I gotta take time off from that piece right there. Too much all up in there now. Wasting my time. Let me put my time in first and just put it in to Facebook and say, okay, this is me. Or even have that proper balance. But anyway, a friend of mine, Facebook friend, she stayed running. Still a little on the chubby side. She came to me, she hit me up online, Facebook mail, asking about a routine. If I could give her, I'm gonna try and figure that out again. I got a little better with it, and I'm sure she went through the running scene to lose weight, and ultimately, the extensive knowledge that I received, you gotta add weight training, get that balance, because there's various ways you could go through the process of loss of weight, gain of weight, maintenance of weight. Now, with the loss of weight, you still gotta grow muscle, because it's not easy to lose weight and try to shape up the fat. To say it in that terms, to shape up the fat. How do you shape up the fat? Convert it to make it solid. Make it solid, shape it up. You know what I'm saying? Make it solid. How do you make it solid? You gotta lift weights, or do calisthenics, or you know what I'm saying, some form of movement in addition to aerobics, not just aerobics. You know, that's the best advice I could say, like offhand right now. You know, then in addition to that, it's like, okay, what's the kind of routines to get into to go on that lifting side and maintain for my runs. want to do certain K miles, blah blah blah. I don't know about running, but I would say 2 days routine, 2 days working out, and the 2 to 3 days, 2 days, it depends on how healthy or how strong you are cardiovascular wise. If you've been running, you have a strong cardio, so I would say 2 to 3 days. Okay, wait, do that stretch. I'm gonna stretch on this side instead of that side. For the calves, since I've been on this side, now I'm over here. 2 to 3 days of cardio, and just 2 days of lifting. Now with the lifting, you could do overall. In the beginning, yeah, do a full body. Full body workout is good. You emphasize in your whole body. And there's various workout routines to emphasize the whole body. I went through it myself. Felt that goodness all together. Now I'm doing a split routine. Now for those runners, as an example, if they started, if they got into the weight training and all that good stuff, they realize, you still got to maintain your muscles, still have to, it helps with the joints and stuff. Because when I run myself, when I going back and forth for 7-minute warm up, I'm not feeling it in my knees. I'm feeling it in my quads. That's more or less the front of my legs. The muscles of the front of the legs as I'm bouncing on the floor. I feel the quads. I don't feel it in my knees. My knees, the strength has gotten stronger, where it's hardly felt. Because again, for runners, they got it going on though, in the sense of their bone density. Because they're continuously running, so the density in the bones are strong. So they say how they live long. They have a long life. But those are like, let's say, moderate weight. Again, I was saying people who want to lose weight, gain weight, and everybody in between who want to just say gain muscle and lose weight and still be the same amount of the same pounds. Like me, it's like I maintain 180 straight all the time, 180. Now, I don't think I want to go 200. I think I just want to burn fat and build the muscle. You know what I mean? Burn the fat and convert the fat to muscle. The little fat that I got. Or just keep burning also, keep burning the fat off and going muscular, more muscular. All consists of weight training again and cardio. As you can see, I'm sweating from the running back and forth. That was for me to warm up, because this is what I do. I warm up first, then stretch it out. There's like elastic band again, elasticity. Your body is like an elastic. You can't stretch cold. It's like putting a rubber band in the freezer for a minute, and you try stretching that rubber band. That's how it is when your body is not warm. You're stretching. Your muscles are being stretched, your joints even, but they're not warm. So you haven't warmed up the elasticity. Your body is still hard. If you want to compare it to like cooking, you can cook a meal where originally the meal was hard, in a sense. So it had to warm up. It had to start warm. It has to warm up from the inside out. It's like you warming up your internal oven. You warming up your internal oven. You putting the grease on your body, which warms it up and gives it a feeling of elasticity, where you start stretching it. For weightlifting, you don't have to stretch before, because the body is warm. So gain some elasticity, but to make sure to go through. Let's say for me, example, I'm about to bench. The warm-up has to be light. Sorry, the first set has to be light. It's a warm-up routine. it warms up the body, it prepares the body to get into the heavier weight. Because although if your body is, you're warm, you're running, your body warm, but you want to isolate that warmth of where you're going to work out, in a sense. It does make sense. Isolate the area. If you do a full body, hey, you're going to hit the whole body. But if you isolate in some parts, the parts has to warm up. So the stretch is full body. What I do. Some people stretch. We only stretch the parts, certain parts. For me, I do the whole body because I did a workout routine yesterday, which was like legs, back, bicep, and lower back again. From the upper back to lower. Today, so I'm stretching the area that I did in addition. So it's good to do a total body work and stretch. So I stretch. So today's workout again is with the chest, because we mentioned benching. So I'm gonna do the chest. I'm gonna do chest workouts, shoulder workout, tricep workout, abdominal workout. So in that perspective, those, those are pushing movements. Chest, shoulders, triceps are pushing movements. Yesterday I did pulling movements. Pulling as well as, hit the legs up. Most of the time it's best to hit the legs and pull, because they kind of intertwine with each other. Because the lower back, it's more or less because the lower back is in between the case scenario of working out the legs and working the back. So the lower back is emphasized on that day a lot. So to isolate it on a day, to do it, imagine doing legs and upper, and pushing. You do legs and pushing, it still hits the lower back. Then you do pulling, certain pulling movements by itself, it's going to hit the lower back still. So it's like 2 days worth of lower back routine. But then again, maybe, yeah. Overall, it's because the connection of the back all together. The lower back and the upper back is together, so put it together, all together. Okay. Now I said in my head, what I said in my head is I'm saying out loud that I'm grateful. Grateful for the fact that, okay, let's put it like this, vice versa. Oh, I don't got my Olympic barbell. I don't have my cage, this, that, and the other. I could have definitely got those pieces right then and like before Christmas hit. But then I said to myself, I gotta be grateful for what I got. Mind you, I didn't surpass it. What I have, I didn't surpass. So why upgrade right now? It doesn't make sense to upgrade. When it's time to upgrade, it's going to be more weights needed. That's the only time when I need to upgrade, because I'm getting stronger, because I'm getting bigger, and I need more, that the cage is for protection. So I don't need that protection right now. I can lift that easily, the certain weights I have, with no problem, even if it's on a heavy perspective. But it'll be to a certain level of heaviness where I may have to get the cage for myself. Or even if I promote this a lot and say, okay, clientele, come through, it's better to have a cage. So I say, bump that. I don't have no cage. Respect my grandmother's wishes in that sense, because there's a legality of scenarios or whatever. People get hurt, have cage that helps a lot. To have a cage, and if the barbell falls, for instance, and if on the cage, there's those certain areas where is the areas where it would drop properly. Now, as I got into this split just now on the left side, I'm about to get into, no, sorry, the right side, and I'm getting into the left side. It's like I jumped into it. Mind you, this is more, with splits, it's like you split it for martial arts. And you may say, man, it might be a little dangerous to be splitting the way you're splitting. Like you're jumping into it as you're using your upper body to hold yourself down. You know, you jump with your legs, from one side to the next. If you've been doing this for a long time like myself, you could do that shit. Otherwise, you'd be taking your time slowly. Oh, let me slowly move over to the next side. Nah. Matter of fact, in this perspective, it's slowly going over there. You know what I mean? In that perspective, but I could go there, I can do that a little faster than normal, and just even it out. And keep it even as I just did, but do it faster than normal and not hurt myself because I've been doing it over and over and over and over and over and over for years. Splits ain't shit to me. I mean it is because there's a limitation. I can't split all the way. I can get into it quick. And they have like certain types of kicks where you jumping and you kicking. Now the way I did the split from going one side to the next, instead of twisting myself, I jumped from moving one leg over to the other side, which you saw. I'm trying to really intertwine speaking and working out. And I feel like it's cold down here. So as I have this shirt to stretch, fortunately I'm on the long sleeve also. As I use this shirt to stretch, I will use it to cover my arms. Just put it, just put it on all together. So this stretch was great. It was going to hit the pectoralis. Mind you, I did the same stretch yesterday, which the stretching for the workout for yesterday didn't hit the pecs. But I had to stretch it. But mind you, when I was doing the pull-ups, you feel it in your pectoralis. You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing negatives that I did. I did the negative pull-ups. Because it's been a while. Getting into doing the regular pull-ups. If you haven't been doing pull-ups for a minute, it's like the body. There's another saying about the elasticity of one's body. If you don't use it, you lose it. Now it's not a loss. You could bring it back from the muscle memory. Muscle memory being 23 minutes on that. Gotta plug this up. Muscle memory being the muscles that you had, it can get regenerated. So if you like for me myself as an example, lifting years back in the days when I was a kid, blah blah blah. And I stopped lifting and do calisthenics. Because they say, oh, that's the crave right now. That's where you get big right there. Blah blah blah. This was before beast mode even. It wasn't even to get big. So I can't even state that. It was more or less, I learned that, special martial artist character, American dude, very popular, went out to different countries, and he rocked them characters. He was a wrestler, and he learned martial arts in the whole 9 yards, and Matt Fury, Matt Fury. I'm like, Matt Fury, this guy, that's the name of one of the Marvel characters and shit. So I think that might be the case too. I'm like, how the fuck, it's like what? That's like the Wu-Tang Clan, for instance. Iron Man, aka Tony Starks. They're saying like, he got mad popular just from some other, that alias right there. And I said to myself, I got a little confused in the beginning. Why this dude call himself Matt? Is that his real name, Matt Fury? I'm sure other people must have said that to themselves too. But they say like your name, it has a meaning. So hopefully that's his name, because he got popular anyway. He got mad popular quick. They say your name has a meaning and shit. Somebody mentioned to me one time, oh, Kingsley Cross, wow, that sounds like a writer. As I write periodically, you know, trying to get back to my journals, I'm trying to intertwine the journal with my speaking, like just to recapture what I'm saying, and just be like, start typing this shit up. But we gotta do it from somewhere. It's been a minute since I wrote in my journal. I was preoccupied with studies and other extracurricular. I know how to move this. Might have to move this back a bit. Let's see here. It's not too bad. It's not centered. Gotta make sure everything is, you know what I mean, like centered. I don't know why I moved it up forward. Dumbed out. Take this off. Bring this back. A little bit. Bring it back. I want to capture the fullness right there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's pretty centered alignment a little bit. Keep dumbing out though. Gotta prepare. They say prepare with anything you're doing. You gotta prepare yourself. And I keep saying, I gotta look for a green sheet. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's very helpful in video editing. It's what I'm saying, just to eliminate background and shit, and recreate some other background, you know. But let me check my big book organizer, which is very helpful. There was times I went through it, and then I let it go. Letting it go was the worst thing. You know, I just gotta go until Tuesday's scene. I gotta call these people. That's a good reminder. Busy talking too much. I still gotta look at the extension of myself. This date book organizer is like an extension of oneself. So now I gotta look at this where I put this pin. Sorry, this paper clip. I put the paper clip to my routines. So today's bench 10 to 12. Shit, I didn't write down, you know, recent updates of like, okay, this is a new routine like yesterday's routine, but I prepared for yesterday's routine with the numbers. But I didn't prepare today with the numbers to say, okay, what I did last time within the 3 charts, you know what I'm saying, intertwine with the numbers of the weight. Then I could use that still, let's see, 105 for bench, for 100 for bicep, for bench press. In a sense, in that perspective, like for the big workouts, like shoulder press and bench, those get warm-ups. And at the same time, I could easily calculate certain numbers right there. Let's see, 60 could turn into, who else has 60? Just gotta figure out things real quick. 60 here, the curl bar, bent over. Because some workouts itself, the numbers are similar. So 65 went down to 45. So shoulder press, I gotta do 45. See that? Like scenarios like that. Compare the shoulder press to barbell curls. Then I had to lower it from you know, this is like, normally I was doing 8 repetition. And it went down from like even down to 5, 6 repetitions for the next set. But I had to do calculations on just the 8 set repetition amount the weights that I had for that number. And I had to lower the weight because I'm increasing the repetition from 8 to 10 to 12. So I had to do that recalculation, go through another book, NSCA, just to find out those numbers of the percentage for one rep max. But then it goes down to the numbers on 8s, how much with the amount of weight. Then you see from that amount, you go and look for 10 to 12, and you see the amount that it should lower. The weight should, how much the amount the weight should lower. You know what I mean? So that's how I had to calculate yesterday. Unfortunately, I did that yesterday, and I'm able to promote that into the next day's routine. Not too hard, you know. Just do a little calculation in my head here and there. With the 2 main ones, let's see, incline flies, okay, that's not incline. Let's see, incline fly, regular fly. Okay, incline fly, we'll just fly. Real quick. See, at the same time, a little extra digestion in my stomach, because it's still, I'm not full anymore, but it's still kind of feel that process. So I'm still good. Let's say 15 pounds. 15 pounds by 9. No, that wasn't bad, but to bring it up. So that was light for me. So I'm going to make it 15 pounds here. But this is going to be the standard for me now. Incline press. 80. So what other workout used 80 pounds or even close? 80 pounds, 80 pounds. 80 pounds sound like the barbell row, but I was doing that on 90. But I could use that as an example, barbell row. That's for the back. And that's what I did. I was saying 90 for that time. And then it switched over to a different, we're going down to 80, so what was that, 80 incline, 80, maybe make it 70. I'm gonna make it 70 pounds, because remember it's a lot of repetition. Incline fly, so I got those two numbers. Dumbbell upright rows. Let me see how much the upright rows was again, real quick. How much it was when I did it before. 50 pounds, upright rows, 50 pounds. Any similarities of 50 pounds back then. So that was reverse curls, but there's no reverse curls over on the new tip. So whether it's 50 or 60 leg extensions. So let me see on leg extensions. It still was the same weight, but let's see what we're talking about here. Upright rows. So I'm gonna do 50. I'm gonna stay on 50. Side raises. Side raises, I know off the top of my head, I added 5 pounds. Sorry, 2.5, I gotta drop it back. I gotta subtract the 2.5. Because I added 2.5, because I got stronger. And it was on 8 reps, but now I'm gonna do 10 to 12. I'm gonna try to get my best 12. Bent over lateral raise, it's kind of similar. So let me see, what is it? I think lateral raise might have been more or less. But where the hell is it? Damn, where is it? Lateral raise, upright row. Bent over row, oh damn. Lateral raise, 7.5, so it's 5. Bring that back down to 5. No, was it 7? Yeah, 7.5. I'm gonna bring it down to 5. Let's see, tricep push downs. Tricep push downs gotta compare to even kickbacks. I mean, you might use the kickbacks instead. No, not tricep kickbacks upright. I'm gonna use a different one. This lying tricep extension, I gotta use something separate because I watched this to see the other one was a regular. Anyway, lying tricep extension, same as barbell. Curls, so curls was 45. So lying tricep extensions, it's going to high reps, so I'm gonna do 40 instead of 45 because a higher rep is 12 to 15 repetition. So that's high repetition. 12 to 15, and then the triceps, I might still do like the extensions still. That has to be something else. I gotta compare that to something else. Tricep push down, push it down, but then I'm cooling off a lot. Mind you, you stretch to get the elasticity, then you get to the workout. Not taking this time to fucking calculate shit. So always prepare yourself in advance. So that was a little something that I need to know for future reference. Prepare oneself for advance. I know that already, but sometimes, oh yeah, tricep push down. I gotta compare tricep push down. It was either I was gonna either do kickbacks. Kickbacks, you have to hold it for 3 seconds. In order to really get that appeal. Versus overhead tricep extensions, which does give the fullness of the triceps. So rather the fullness right there, because the lying triceps is not complete full. So I'm gonna do that. And no kickbacks, because kickbacks you have to hold that shit for 3 seconds to really get that burn. I may do that. Fuck it, I'll do the kickbacks. Yeah. Because, yeah, we'll do kickbacks. Alright, hurry. Tricep kickbacks was 7.5, so make it 5. And I'm done with that with the numbers, so. Alright. Should have been on the bench for this from the time that I was speaking about the numbers. So this is going to be a warm-up. Since I took some time from it, I'm going to do this extra piece that I normally would do in Kung Fu. It helps the shoulders, loosens up the shoulders. This is normal. This ain't something you don't need to do too tough for when you're benching. But since I took a little bit of time to think about some numbers on the weight. Just to get a little extra warm up here and just loosen up the joints. Because of course in Kung Fu, you're punching, you're blocking, you know what I mean, and you're keeping it strong. Same time with the blocks and the punches. So with that, it's like a lot of tension in the joints, because the joints are being moving consistently. So you have to move your joints around even down to your knees, in that sense. And that helps. I'm going to use that also to help for certain rehabilitated people or whatever that's dealing with knee problems. But that kind of what I just did. Go like this. They do that in martial arts a lot because it helps helps to loosen the knees. But you have to do that, especially martial arts. You have to warm up your body. If your body ain't warm and stretched, definitely stretch. If it ain't stretched, you can hurt yourself bad. I'm talking about bad. I plan on never going that route because unless it's absolutely necessary, where you have to fight somebody and you don't have time to stretch, or at least you stretch over another times. Just it. Anyway, let's get this warm up here for the bench. Now, this kind of warm-up routine is almost similar to like how I was moving my arms like that in a ring. The range of motion, consistent range of motion helps to, it's that kind of warm-up in that perspective. So let's see here. Next minute, that's how long I have to take, minute by minute, into the next step. Like I look at this watch, it's not my Casio joint, giving problems. Somehow the battery's dying again. What the fuck? Really? And then the timer for my phone, I can't record my voice and put that timer up at the same time. It's not multitask like that. I'm like, what? So you mean to tell me I cut something out of, that was like yesterday's scenario. That's another thing I learned from yesterday's routine. Yeah, you can't record and set the timer on the phone at once. I think it's BS right there. You're looking at the time. Now getting into, how many sets? 4? Yeah, 4 sets. Because like the legs and the back, it's a big muscle. Big muscle needs an extra set. Now I'm going to find out about it, if this is heavy or light enough for 4 sets at 10 to 12 repetition. You may have to lower the weight, but I hope not. About to find out. So I'm not lighting on. Keep that load. No need to lighten it. Definitely no need to lift to get it heavier. Give it a minute and see how it felt. Okay, so it was 11 sets. Because initially it's 10 to 12. 4 times. 10 to 12 sets, 4 times. And this NSCA is claiming this is more hypertrophy routine. Whereas Joe Wader at one time, he mentions, okay, for hypertrophy, you have to lift moderate, 8 to 9 repetition. how did 10 and 12 come into a sense of hypertrophy? Well, in my perspective right now, it's like the first time, this is my first week going into it. This particular routine. And yesterday, for instance, when I was doing a squat, I felt it deep into the muscle and all that good stuff. Let's see here. I said, okay, let me try it out. And at the same time, it's just a mixture. It's hypertrophy, and they have the muscle, and not endurance, but for strength, muscle strength routine. So with the muscle strength routine, it goes down to 8 to 9. So I see how they're mixing it up in order for that proper the scientific side of hypertrophy, which is a good look. They mix up the hypertrophy 4 weeks, and then muscle strength training, another 4 weeks or 3-4 weeks. Mix it up. Man. So that was the second set. I started feeling a little burnt. I'm feeling powerful though. But that was the second set at 10. And I felt kind of stuck in between. So I got to a sticky point at 7. And then went to 8. And I was like, damn, I got to go up to 10. So now the debate, because I said I started feeling that burning sensation throughout my chest and whatever. So you don't know that weight is at the max in a sense. So I got to debate with either increase a little bit at a time, which I can't do, because it has to be a minute or less. Get that burn. If I get sticking point again, which I will, I'll lower it on the last set. I can't be cheating myself too tough. I gotta get that. Fuck it, I gotta do it now. Get that up now. And this is up here, probably 90 pounds. I know I'm gonna get a sticking point, I know it's gonna stick. So, we get to a sticking point at 7. I said, fuck it, let me drop the weight, get the full 10 and 12. With no problems. Maybe a sticking point on like 10 or something. Alright, so bet. I'm gonna start, okay, so I'm gonna leave it at 90, hit that 10 to 12, 90. And eventually it's gonna work up. Yeah, did that, not 100, make it 90. Not even mad about that, real talk. I got nobody else to improve but myself. I got nobody to show improve to but myself. And without improvement, it takes the time. Don't overexert. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you ain't impressing nobody but yourself, you know what I mean? And ultimately, that's the problem. But some people get injured and stuff like that. But I think by saying to themselves, I gotta lift heavier. I gotta lift heavier, look good. You know, you work your way to heavy. You know what I mean? work your weights are heavy, because I can show you my body right now and you be like, oh shit, this guy looks like he lifts heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Because my body is warm now. I said, let me take off this shirt, show it off a bit. Just a little bit. The lights kind of dim here and there, but who cares? Gotta work out. Fuck that. This is about getting a routine, not the arrogance of success. I made a combination out of, yeah, I'm just jibber jabbing. Because it don't matter that way to me. It's all about my workout right now. And I realize that I gotta keep it less weight than more for now. Gradually go up to more. For this one, I rest pause. Don't let go of the bar yet. Take a little breather. So that's like a mental note that after the 7th repetition, I had to put the bar back down on the bench, take a breath, take a brief pause, catch my breath a bit, or catch that adrenaline feel, and then get back into it. That's called a rest pause. There was no cheating or nothing like that. How the fuck you cheating? How? No such thing. It's being done. So how is there such a thing as cheating? I never. Isn't it the same thing as doing? I mean, like, it's still being done. One way or the other. It's like what the teachers used to mention, like, oh, cheating is bad. It is, because how you gonna learn? But in perspective, here, if I put the bench down here. Perspective, you live and learn. Okay, we'll just up here. Do an incline bench. I was about to switch it over for make it a squat. It's more of a squat, right? Well, it's just incline bench. Remind you, this is with dumbbells. It's not with the barbell. I don't need a barbell. I could use it, but sometimes it's dangerous to just keep with the barbell. And you already did like the range of motion throughout the whole body with the regular bench. So go barbell style, dumbbell style, sorry, dumbbell style. Now, yes and no. Again with the danger, yeah, no. I'm using the barbell. When I switch for the weights, what I do for the weights, sorry, what I do for the dumbbells, it's gonna be a different weight for the dumbbells. It's gonna be flies. And the muscles that I worked out yesterday, they're being emphasized today as well, but they're on a secondary level. They're not fully emphasized today because it's not their time. Their time was yesterday. But opposing body parts still are connective body parts, so they're on a secondary movement or a secondary helper. All right. Now for incline. There's 3 sets. Still 10 to 12. Yep. Now, scenarios like this, like the incline, it'll be a lot more fun. Less dangerous actually with the cage. Power cage, you adjust the heights and stuff like that. And then there's like a little something that's called like a spotter, where if it goes to a certain level, or you can't handle the weight no further, you just drop it. Yeah, I mean, just drop it down to whichever level. But that's really a cage is for when you're getting really heavy, where you may not be able to handle the weight, and or you would have to have a spotter. Now the cage, that's why I said and or. The cage is a spotter for